heard of the space race, but what if it wasn't about exploration, but domination? In 1958, the US military had a plan to detonate a nuclear bomb on the moon. Sounds insane? It was real. And that was just the beginning. What followed were classified spacecraft, spy satellites, reverse-engineered UFOs, and black budgets no one could trace.
What if the modern space age didn't begin with exploration, but with surveillance? In 1959, the United States secretly launched a mission called Project Corona. It was the world's first spy satellite designed to photograph the Soviet Union from 100 miles above. Disguised as a weather research program, the public never knew its true purpose. Over 100 missions were flown, each film capsule parachuted back to Earth, sometimes mid-air caught by planes. Project Corona revealed Soviet missile bases that no one knew existed, changing the entire strategy of the Cold War. But that was just the beginning. Another plan was far more extreme and almost unthinkable. In 1958, the U.S. Air Force secretly considered detonating a nuclear bomb on the moon to intimidate the Soviet Union. The plan was called Project A119. It involved top scientists, including a young Carl Sagan. Luckily, the plan was canceled, not for ethics, but for fear of public backlash if discovered. Just 1 year after Project A119 was canceled, another classified plan emerged, one even more dangerous and more ambitious. It was called Project Orion, a spacecraft powered by nuclear bombs. The idea was radical. Drop a bomb behind the ship, let it explode, and ride the shockwave forward. Some said it could reach Mars in just 3 months, and even Saturn within a year. Even Wernher von Braun, the father of the Saturn V, secretly supported Orion. But in 1963, the dream died. The Partial Test Ban Treaty banned all nuclear explosions in space. Orion was buried, but its technology, it never really disappeared. Decades later, rumors surfaced about another spaceplane, this one allegedly operational. It was called Blackstar, a two-stage-to-orbit vehicle designed for secret reconnaissance and strike missions. The government never confirmed its existence, but insiders and aviation experts claimed it flew missions under the radar. While the public marveled at moon landings and Mars rovers, a quiet war was already being fought high above them. In 1959, the US launched Project Vela, a system of satellites designed not for science, but to detect nuclear explosions in space. It was the first weapon in space aimed at watching the weapons of others. Today, that legacy lives on, just hidden behind more advanced names. In 2009, the Air Force launched USA-202, a $2 billion satellite under the National Reconnaissance Office. Its mission? Electronic intelligence, intercepting communications, scanning signals, and watching the world silently. But it's not just the United States. Other nations have joined the orbital arms race. In February 2025, Russia launched 3 satellites, Cosmos 2581 to 2583. But then, something strange happened. A mysterious object detached and began maneuvering on its own. Amateur astronomers were the first to notice. In the new space age, you don't need permission to watch the watchers. In 2023, the US government did something unthinkable. It admitted under oath that it was in possession of non-human biologics. The whistleblower was David Grush, a former intelligence officer who said retrieval and reverse engineering programs have been running for decades. He claimed the Pentagon, along with private contractors, has been reverse engineering non-human technology for military use. According to reports, these programs were hidden under special access classifications, beyond the reach of Congress or public oversight. But here's the twist. There's still no physical proof made public. No photos, no samples, just testimony. So either the biggest cover-up in history is unfolding, or the perfect myth has been created to hide real programs. That's where the black budget comes in. Tens of billions set aside every year without explanation. In 2022 alone, over $30 billion was classified under miscellaneous national defense. No further detail was given. Many believe those funds go to reverse-engineered tech, off-world testing, or even exotic propulsion research. Whatever the truth is, someone is building something out there, and you're not supposed to ask about it. In 2023, Elon Musk quietly launched something far more secretive than Starlink, a project called Starshield. Designed specifically for government use, Starshield offers surveillance, encrypted comms, and even national defense support from orbit. But Musk never revealed how many Starshield satellites were launched or what data they're collecting. Across the Atlantic, another secret project emerged, this time from the UK. a fusion-powered space tug named Sunbird. Built for orbital mobility, Sunbird could tow satellites, disable enemy spacecraft, or deploy weapons silently. Meanwhile, China is launching dual-use satellites, civilian by name but military by behavior. One such satellite docked mysteriously with a derelict spacecraft, raising suspicions of space hijacking. Space, once declared neutral ground, is now the most contested domain on Earth or above it. In this new era, commercial companies are shields, but behind them, governments, militaries, and missions you're not meant to see. And yet, no one's talking. Because the real space race isn't about going farther, it's about control. In 2019, the United States created something unprecedented, a new military branch, entirely for space. The Space Force wasn't just about protecting satellites, it was about dominating orbit before anyone else could. In secret labs, DARPA began building orbital factories, self-assembling spacecraft made in space by AI. These aren't future plans, they're already operational, just not for public eyes. Next comes AI-controlled satellites, autonomous, fast-reacting, and potentially armed. Who controls these machines controls the information, the skies, and maybe the next war. Even NASA isn't just about science anymore. With Project Artemis, we're heading back to the moon, but not alone. Countries are rushing to lay claims, not just for science, but for territory, minerals, and military advantage. And some believe something else is already there, something no one's ready to explain. In this vast, silent arena above us, not everything is what it seems, and maybe we were never meant to know.